Greetings. We're here at the King Mountain Rock Garden area of critical environmental concern. Southern Oregon. It's an incredibly beautiful location. In June, it's loaded with little wildflowers. It's rocky, and there's flowers everywhere, so you can imagine why they call it a garden. We're up here outside of the town of Wolf Creek, maybe 20 or 25 minutes, way up the hill from I-5. If you have good tires and a decent vehicle, you could go for it. And it's kind of interesting. A little breezy today, very warm here in early June. But when you get up here, you just kind of walk up the hill here, over near King Mountain. You can see all the comms equipment. But you get, especially this time of year, a whole lot of interesting diversity. Not just all the standard stuff you would see from the trees and paintbrush, things like that, but there's all these fascinating sort of little succulents. These are really cool little ones, these little red and green with the yellow flowers. That's absolutely lovely. Now if you're a plant person, this is your chance to show off what you know. What's this one? What's this little purple one here? That's really cool. Like this one. That's very nice. And of course these sort of fern-like ones. What are those? Of course this long one with the stalk and the yellow flower coming down to these broad leaves. That's really neat. There's often a lot of sort of rock stacks up here, which seems to be the thing to do. Sort of a pile here somebody somewhat made. But you get a really expansive view all around. A little hazy today, unfortunately. Looking out south towards the Rogue Valley. The Siskiyous beyond, down into California. And if you've never heard of an area of critical environmental concern, or ACEC, there's a few of them scattered around. Let's take a walk back down the trail here. And it's usually an area where here's our paintbrush, awesome, where there's special diversity, there's things not found anywhere else. There's plant life, an environment basically, that is not found anywhere. It's rare, it's endangered, it's unique. There's a lovely little path you've got to walk through. And so they've designated it a place to watch out for. Keep an eye on. Make sure nobody's doing anything bad to it. Tearing it up, trashing it. So far so good. Seems okay. And here's another sort of rock thing somebody's set up. In the middle of the trail though. And the air is just filled with fragrant blossoms right now. Really, really lovely. And as you can see, there's another sort of little similar area. A few more rocks put up. Now I'm sure the term rock garden does include the rocks themselves that people stack up out here. Sometimes there's lots of them. But it is very garden-like and it's very rocky, so the term does work both ways. And do be prepared if you're not used to elevation gain. We're up here at, I believe, like 5,700 feet. And so you gain about, 4,000 to 5,000 feet in only a few miles. And if you're sensitive, it might be a little bit of a problem. That's why we're breathing a little hard. That was a little tough to adjust to. But there's beautiful little blossoms, purple, yellow, green, succulents, blooms. There's yarrow, of course, purple, white, just lovely. It's such a neat little special area. We tried to come up over the winter, but we got caught in a blizzard and had to turn around. Almost didn't make it. It was a little scary. So definitely come up here during good weather. Right now would be a good time in June when you get to see all the flowers blooming. They're really, really great. We're so glad we were able to come up here finally. Get to see all this cool stuff. It's a little steep. I just saw the purple and red and yellow and white and green juxtaposed against the gray and black and brown of all the rocks. It's a magnificent little area, and it certainly is a place we should set aside and be concerned about the welfare of. So we're definitely glad that they've set this aside as an area of critical environmental concern, so you too can come out here and enjoy this. I mean, look at this just these little scenes like this. We're sort of draping over the rocks, and that almost looks like some lomatium right there. Could be. It sure smells like parsley. Probably kind of lomatium. We're not familiar with exactly that version. But this is really, really great. Wow. Well, we better get ourselves on the road and back down this gravelly, rocky road. But we want to thank you so very much to join us and see our surprise at how great this little spot is here at the King Mountain Rock Garden Area of Critical Environmental Concern. To enjoy these lovely natural garden-y areas, lovely June weather, and as always, ants. Rock garden ants.